Everyone wants to invest in real estate, but no one knows if now's a good time or if they're qualified to even do so. By watching until the end of this video, I personally guarantee that at the very least you'll know if you're ready to invest in real estate, or if not, what you need to do to get ready for the next step of investing in real estate. I'll be posting every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure you check back for future videos. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. If I get to 100,000 subscribers by 12/31 of 2024, I'll be donating the full month of December's proceeds from YouTube to the American Cancer Society. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so we can hit that 100,000 subscriber goal. So what are the qualifications to invest in real estate? Qualifications boil down to two things. One is the actual lending standards to qualify for the loan for the real estate, and two is what qualifies a great real estate deal. For qualifying a multifamily asset for lending, there are four big factors that are utilized that boil into lending approval. One of the biggest ones is credit score. The best lending terms are provided to those who have a credit score over 740. Next is down payment. The more money you put down on a property, the less risk there is for a lender. So say if you put 50% down on a property, it's a lot less risk for the lender because it's a smaller loan amount than if you were someone who only put 3.5% down on a property. A rule of thumb, depending on how tight restrictions are with lending, you can expect to put anywhere for an investment purchase of 20 to 25% down on a property. Once again, the more you put down, the better it looks for the lender, but just a standard rule of thumb, the minimum is 20-25%. The third is debt to income ratio. Simply put, this is how much you earn versus how much the new mortgage is going to cost you against that earned income. Now, an important note is that with multifamily purchases, a lender can use 75% of the new rent that you will be acquiring to qualify towards your income to help you with this debt to income ratio. So for easy math, say you had no additional debt, it was just going to be the mortgage that you're going to be acquiring, and say that mortgage is $5,000 a month. This means that you would need to make at least $11,627, all sources of income considered, to keep your debt to income ratio at the appropriate 43%. 43% is the tip top number that lenders can use, and it's also the ideal number. So this is the number that you should shoot for. The fourth and final is debt coverage ratio. This is a financial tool to figure out if the cash flow of the property will be enough to cover the debt obligations of the property. Now, you should calculate this beforehand before you bring a property to the lender for pre-approval. And the way you would do this is by taking the net operating income, so this is your income after expenses, and dividing it by the annual debt payment. So an example of this would be, say you had a $2,000 mortgage to secure the property, that would be annually $24,000. And you should shoot for your debt coverage ratio to be about 1.25%. So at 1.25% with an annual debt payment of $24,000 a year, this means that you would need to make cash flow on the property, net operating income of $30,000 a year. So that means, like I said, you'd have to make $30,000 a year after expenses in order for this to meet the minimum debt coverage service ratio for the lending standard. Now, the second portion of these qualifications is deal specific. So what qualifies a great deal? Now, for this portion, we're going to be talking about residential properties. So this is 4 units and less, or 1 to 4 units, I should say. Once you get to 5, that's commercial. Commercial is a little more deal specific. So we'll be focusing just on residential for the time being because it's more concrete. So what qualifies a real estate deal that's worth investing in? First is probably the one that you've heard the most about, and it's location. Location, 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 location. So with location, I invested in New Hampshire, so I'm not looking at cities that have any less than 30,000 people, and I'll explain why. Now, for New Hampshire, these are cities like Manchester, Concord, Nashua, Derry, Dover, Rochester, Salem. These are all cities that have over 30,000 people. Now, I'm going to jump into why I look at only cities that have over 30,000 people. Now, the simple answer is because you have more people to choose from. You have a larger tenant pool, which allows you to pick the most qualified tenant for your given property. Now, with that being said, I also look for cities, now that it's narrowed down to 30,000 people, I look at cities that have stuff going on. So new development. Are there new ideas coming to the city? Are there new restaurants? Are there new storefronts? I like to see a city that's constantly having new money poured into it as opposed to stagnant, same thing that's been there forever. I like to see some new money and some recycled velocity. Furthermore, does this specific city that I'm choosing to invest my money in have stores like Target, Whole Foods, Starbucks, stores like these that target a higher income demographic? Now, Whole Foods, Target, Starbucks, stores like these also run expensive studies before they put up their locations, before they put up their storefronts. They run projections for if they think that this specific location will make money and provide a profit to their company. So if it's good enough for Starbucks, Whole Foods, and Target, it's good enough for me. Additionally, with higher income demographics, you're also able to charge a higher rent. With higher rent comes an opportunity for higher profit. Now, on the subject of rent, I also look at how much money is the property producing right now in current condition versus how much could it produce. Now, most of my thought process and weight goes into what the current rents are, so I know once I close on the deal, how much will I be making right out of the gate. Next is considering what do I need to do to the property to get the rents to where I want them. This is a little bit of a weight and can depend on the specific deal that you're looking for, but just do know that you should pay more weight into what you're going to be receiving right off the bat, and then look into where can I get the rents and what do I need to do to get them there. I personally avoid properties that require big ticket item upgrades. So this would be your roofs, your furnaces, your boilers, your heating systems, your electrical, your plumbing, your windows, asbestos remediation. That's a big one here in New Hampshire. Knob and tube. Are you going to have to put in a whole new electrical system? These are all things that I avoid and look for properties that already have these things done, because these are non-money making things that need to be upgraded. If you put in if you pull out the asbestos, you can't charge more rent just because you have an asbestos-less house. So there's no immediate cause and effect for profit with these things. So I choose to avoid them, and I choose to pick properties that already have them done and upgraded. Next and final is property management. Will this property need property management? Is this an additional fee that I should figure into my underwriting before purchasing the deal? Maybe you're purchasing a deal that's 2 hours away from your location, which I don't recommend, and you need a property manager to manage the specific property. Then this is an additional operating cost that you need to figure into your underwriting, and it will ultimately obviously affect your cash flow. So this is something you need to consider before you purchase a property that's 2 hours away from you. Make sure you know exactly what it's going to cost you for operating, and this includes property management. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, I'm looking to get to 100,000 subscribers by 12/31 of 2024. So please share this with your friends, family, whoever you can think of, so that way we can hit that 100,000 subscriber goal by 12/31 of 2024. Once again, if we can hit that, then I will be donating 100% of my proceeds from the month of December from YouTube to the American Cancer Society. So let's hit that 100,000 subscriber goal. Go check out one of my other videos and drop a comment on what some future content is that you might want.